Good Monday! And happy
happy also Monday.
Happy Monday, you guys. It is great to have you here. As you guys can see, we've
done some office rearranging.
Yeah. How do you guys like it? We chose that instead of our certs, boring, we'll show you guys some more fun. The ENS Army flag.
It was hanging in our gym, and we thought it was way better to have it here on Espresso with us every day. So not only we can see it, but so can you. So we shall get started on today's episode. We don't want to leave them hanging.
We will get started on today's episode, but before we get started on today's episode,
please tell me.
Who in here is in the UTC? Go ahead and
drop. UTC stands for
Underground Training Club. Go ahead and drop an emoji below.
The Underground Training Club.
In my entire years of fitness, I have not experienced what I'm experiencing today. If you're in the UTC and you haven't done today's workout yet, I'm going to share with you something to prepare you.
Or scare them. Are you sure you should share it?
Look, if you're in the UTC.
If you're in...
But if...
What?
Just how I'm raising my hand, like that says it all.
She's like,
if you've already done today's UTC workout, then you probably know what you're talking about. So there is this thing called.
I did today's UTC workout.
You did?
And I'm going to share actually a message of why you're sore and maybe I'm not. I don't know. But tell us what happened.
So anyways, I've done plenty of pull-ups in my life. I've done plenty of chest to bar pull-ups in my life. But like imagine Murph volume of pull-ups with chest to bars. You guys, so you know the feeling when you're like, I know that I'm probably going to be sore tomorrow. If you have that feeling while you're still doing the workout,
you are in for a treat.
And you're only halfway through the workout.
You are in for a treat.
The question is, am I actually going to finish the workout? And then the question after you've done your workout is, how the heck does this week going to look like? So I am...
Pardon my camera fixing.
I am fully aware that I will probably not be able to extend my arms. Wow. That I will probably not be able to extend my arms for the rest of this week. The volume of today's chest to bar pull-ups was absolutely insane. If you haven't done today's UTC workout yet, you're in for a treat. And if you're like me and you don't wash your hair every day, that's right, I do not wash my hair every day. I strongly recommend that you make it a point to wash your hair today because you will not want to do that tomorrow.
As long as you can keep. Well, that's questionable, and she almost needed help with it this morning. So good thing I
needed help brushing my hair. Like I actually had to bend down. So, and when I shaved my armpits, I'm like, if anybody would see me right now, this is insane. So yeah, you guys are in for a real treat. You had a message.
I'm messing with this camera so much because I really want them to be able to see the ENS flag.
Wow.
If there's any comments that we put below, then
Look
our faces disappear. Look at them! Sweetie 1 and Sweetie 2 and Sweetie 1 and Sweetie 2 and Sweetie 1 and Sweetie 2. They are fine where they are. Come. Okay, so today, first thing I want to say is, holy schmoly, we have the website up for the New Year's Eve event that we are going to be running. Guess when it is?
I know. Can I tell them?
New Year's Eve. Anyways, the website is, in case you're interested, and this is a live event, like not a live, like we live very much in Zoom world now. And so when we say live, it could be like, oh my gosh, live on Zoom or live on, like this is live, but live like in person live.
Like, oh my God, Erin.
Like you can touch Sarit's biceps with caution because you may break your finger, but like for real. Okay, so the page, the website for that, I'm looking in the comments to see if it's already been dropped, is improveyousolutions.com/shebang. She bangs, she bangs. Oh yeah, baby. Yes, she moves. She moves. Which is amazing because we are actually partnering with She Moves with X Endurance. She bangs, she moves. Let's get our party on. Okay, there's 3 different tiers that you can join in at the live event if you do want to go. It's at the end of the year. We try to give you as much time as you could to plan. There is tier 1, which is the workout, which is experience number 1 or event number 1 of 3. There's actually a secret 4th event. Oh my gosh, there's so many things. I don't want to overwhelm you. Go to the page, look at the 3 different tiers. You have different options of entry depending on, financially what you're capable of. If you want to come, we wanted to make a doable option for people. If you want to just go all in and like party hardy because we're bringing in the new year, amazing. There's an option for you too.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
The value that we hope to offer you, regardless of which tier you choose, is to absolutely transform your life.
Thank you, Nina.
Some of you guys have been to our first live event, which is not the same event. ENS Live is different from Shebang. We have different series of events for different things. But, if you have been to our first, live in-person event, go ahead and drop in the comments and share what your experience was, because we know that,
that was an intimate one. There's 17 people there?
Yeah, I will tell you this. We will probably never have an event that intimate unless it's going to be probably some kind of super exclusive thing in the future. But never say never, because if you know us by now, you know we're cuckoo. And maybe that's why you're listening to us right now. But either way, yeah, we really look forward to seeing you in person. It's so cool when you get to see somebody that you've seen on the screen for a long period of time, especially if we've done Zoom calls with you, that sort of thing. But when you can actually see them in person,
it's whoa. Oh my God, Sarit is so much shorter than I thought.
That's the first thing that I always get.
You're not a giant. Yeah. Because next to Sarit, I look like I'm 5'9". Because fun size. Okay, let's get to today's episode. Today we're talking, do you want results or do you simply want to be right? This that will differentiate the people who will get results from the people who will not. And it comes down to one thing, and I think that we should postpone saying something actually is to build suspense. What do you say?
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Just say things. Most of the time, honestly, we just say things. And usually we're on the same page about it. Okie dokies. What does it mean to, when we say, do you want to just be right? What does that mean? Do you want to be right?
Do you want everybody else to basically agree with the same thought process that you?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? What is being right?
I mean, the right with the quotes around it, which is put it, is I would rather be right even if I'm wrong. Ooh. Even if there's a hint of thought in my mind to be wrong, I'm being stubborn and I just want to be right. What happens is this blocks you. It blocks you from else, because if you just open-minded to the fact that you could potentially not be right in it is raining cats and dogs.
I love it. I love
Where did that term come from, by the way? training cats and dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. If I had time, I'd enough to where that came from.
But
It
if I
doesn't
can
really
have
matter.
an excuse to burn a pumpkin spice candle at noon,
Okay, so what we're talking about here is, okay, I have an idea in my mind about I need to do to get the results I'm looking for. I have a goal, and I think this is the path that I need to take to get there. Either, this is what I've done in the past, and I had that's what I'm familiar with, so that's what I need to do. Even more so, let's talk about weight loss. I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, I calories and macros in the past, so I'm back to doing that because that's what got me some variety of and you can stick with that. This is the right way. And then, you else to give you other information. Or if you're minded to think, hey, there could potentially be a different way or a better way that I'm open-minded to getting results. If you are closed-minded and if you are fixed, if you have a fixed mindset, then and many times of which that they don't know that they're in this state. Like they're actually blind. Fortunate thing, and it is our job really to. It's good. The pants one. It is our job to people. Is it working? Yeah. To point out to people, like Daniela likes to say, take sunglasses off. Like right now, you're it's dim. Take them off, and you can actually what's there to other opportunities and other ways of achieving anything you've tried to achieve. And this can go with anything, like relationships, with finances or your income. If you are thinking that, no, this way is the way, even more unfortunately, when you hire somebody else to give you the instruction and you're unwilling to take it because you think that you have a better way, it makes my face hot. This is one of those things that makes my face red. People would hire a trainer and they still, unfortunately, this happens even in the stuff that we do now. Some people are so blocked and we do everything we can them to see. Do you realize that you are the one that's holding you back? And we're doing what we can to ask questions, usually very difficult. And if you run away from the because you need to answer it. And you don't want to give the answer because you want to be right. You want somebody else to be right. And that is crazy. But it would come in there, buy personal training, pay $150 a session, and they come to their like, can we do this instead? And I'm like, you can tell yourself what to do for free. You don't need me for that. So I said a lot of things.
great things. There's two types of mindset, right? There's mindset and there's a growth mindset. And when somebody wants to be right from a coaching standpoint, corner now is it means that the person has a fixed mindset. Now, one of our superpowers that we have as humans is our ability to change our thought. Okay, like if we thought, like yesterday, that doesn't mean that we'll think A today. We have the ability to change. So, like if you, for the longest time, let's say you've been fixed mindset, that you're doomed to being fixed mindset your entire life. I would say that most of us, if we're being really honest about it with ourselves, society doesn't teach. Like when we go to school, we don't learn how to critically think.
We're gonna try something you might need the back. That hurts.
And when we go to school, we don't learn how to critically think. When you come into this community, you're being challenged to critically think. So, you know, like if you've never really thought that way before, then at the beginning, it could be a little overwhelming.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
It's a good sound. Wow, that is just really incredible. All right, so I would like to know from you guys if this is better, because I think the problem exists in my computer. I think this is the problem, and it might be because I dropped it on the floor from the desk. Remember that day? Remember when we were on the 10X pitch off and I was raising the desk, the stand-up desk?
When this happened.
Yeah, this shit's all broken, this desktop. Let me flip you around right here. Check this out. Yeah, I broke that. I dropped it on the floor. So I'm pretty sure something's messed up with it now. Because every time we get on here, you guys are like, oh, you're choppy. And I put it on my laptop and we are better. So we are going to figure out this situation so that you guys get clear videos every single day. Because it breaks my heart when my face is blurry, because I was going to make a really like...
Can I get back to it?
Yes.
Okay, so keep your thought, write it down, share it later.
No, it's a nonsense.
So fixed mindset versus growth mindset. I believe that we are all, you know, like society brings us up in a way that, you know, where fixed mindset is a thing. I don't know about you, but, you know, like I grew up in a home where my parents are like, always right. We're always right because we are the parents. Therefore, you got to do what I say, even though I'm like, I'm gay. Don't tell me I'm straight. Like,
oops, I missed the part where I'm...
How about you tell me what being gay feels like when you're not? But that's not the point. So our biggest blessing, which can also be our biggest curse, to the extent that we are able to critically think, is our ability to change our thought. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that, let's say, you know, the case of the January 1st, the case of the Mondays, it is very easy to be motivated to get on your journey, to take action, maybe even massive action on January 1st, January 2nd, Monday, maybe Tuesday. But what about on a Friday night, on July 4th?
Ooh, what about football Sunday?
Or a football Sunday on October 29th, when, you know, like the holidays are right around the corner and, you know, like Halloween is right there, right? Like, we need to keep on being aware of that, because that requires us to recommit every day. And this is something that we say all the time. You need to commit, and you need to recommit, and you need to recommit, and you need to recommit. Every morning when you wake up, you need to recommit to yourself, and you need to recommit to your goals, because who you were yesterday may not likely be who you are today unless you're committing to yourself. Okay. Also, a great so that could be the curse if you're not aware of that. The blessing is, you know, if you were a fixed mindset for a very long period of time, just like I was, because I didn't know what I didn't know, that doesn't mean that you're meant to be there the whole time. Okay. But again, you have to be aware of that. And this is why we do these shows. This is why, you know, we're building this community, so that, you know, you can keep on becoming more aware so that you can improve your life. You know, there's this graph that I've drawn before. Some of you guys may have seen it. Some of you guys may have not. Okay.
Can I define fixed mindset versus growth mindset real quick? Just in case anybody's like curious. I'm going to see if I can find this really quick, because I want you to stay to your thing that you're talking about.
Okay, but
yes, let's do graph time.
Some of you guys may have seen this graph.
Whiteboard session!
Or blackboard session.
My favorite. Okay, but you have to be mindful of how far you go, because glare. Yeah, do it diagonally and right over here in this corner.
So, you know, this is why fixed mindset, like if you have a fixed mindset, you're doomed. That's just the reality of it. Is because if you have a fixed mindset, you're living here.
And what is that space?
So yeah. This stands for you
What you know.
know what you know. This is you know what don't know. And this don't know what you don't know. Now, when you're focused on wanting to be right, the amount of growth that you're limiting yourself is so great because all you're focusing on is this little pie. Versus if you are willing to, just listen, you are exposing yourself to all this knowledge that you've never had before. And now,
Is this all forward to you guys, or because of the camera are things backwards? Like is the Aaron and Sarit?
It doesn't matter. I already wrote it.
Yeah, but I'm just curious. Okay, here's a really quick summary of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. For those who maybe have never heard this concept before, a fixed mindset in the face of challenges, they will be avoided. A growth mindset will embrace challenges.
Yes.
A fixed mindset will give up easily with obstacles. A growth mindset will persist in the face of setbacks. A fixed mindset sees effort as fruitless or worse. A growth mindset sees effort as the path to mastery. A fixed mindset will ignore useful negative feedback, which I would actually just call it feedback. Well, it has to be negative. I think it should be positive if it makes a good change. Anyways, the growth mindset will learn from criticism. Probably the difference there. A fixed mindset will feel threatened by the success of other people, and a growth mindset will find lessons and inspiration in the success of other people. That's a really quick summary of that.
Yeah. Is it any wonder why somebody with a fixed mindset never even closely gets to their goals and are always disappointed? Because they're not willing to take in what they need to learn. And now going back to this graph with regards to knowing, it's not just information. It is not just information. It is having a high level of awareness with regards to, all situations. Like Sadhguru, for example. We've been studying Sadhguru for a couple of weeks now, and he calls himself Sadhguru because, it stands for not a guru, in the sense that he's like, I'm not really an expert at anything. I just have a high level of awareness to life. And that guy is so incredibly smart. It's amazing. Not because he knows all the facts, oh, did you know that a gum is made out of this and this and that? Or, oh, did you know that on, this day, 1,000 years ago, this and that happened? No, he does not care about that. Meanwhile, he has such a deep level in understanding to life because of this way of thinking.
Of his ability to analyze and assess and consider and remain open-minded to think, to have curiosity about literally everything and understand that we actually know nothing about nothing. I mean, nothing about everything.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense at all.
So, if you want to get better, you have to lean in and expose yourself to what it is that you don't know yet, that you may not even have any awareness of.
Or to take what you think you know and be open to the fact that there could be some even more useful information you don't yet have that could provide a better result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, do you want results versus do you want to be right? What are we actually talking about?
I think the one word that sums it up the best is coachability. Are you coachable? You know, can you take something, can you take instruction that somebody gives and say, okay, I might not necessarily understand why or how this is the right thing, but I'm willing to try it because you are the one that I look at as having more of a solution than I do because you've achieved X, Y, or Z, regardless of the thing you're trying to accomplish. For us, in weight loss or just in body transformation, life transformation, we were on a podcast the other day and they named us fitness professionals. And I'm like, not really. Like, yes, we know how the body moves and yes, all this, but I actually am like,
kind of
I
really
want to figure out,
frustrates me.
we need to figure out how to like verbally describe what it is we actually do without using the word life coach. I don't like that because like everybody uses the word life coach and I feel like it's
Life
so
coach.
it's like
Yeah.
so watered down.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what is the simple name? 360 transformation. Like, what is the simple name for what we do? I don't know. Anyways, so yes, if somebody's coming to us because they're like, I want to lose weight, that's how most people come into the community. And then they realize, yes, we know how to help you lose weight, and that's what you think that you want, but it really has nothing to do with that. And it has everything to do with when you overcome the obstacles that result in weight loss and you free yourself from the chains that keep you captive because of your relationship with food and how you think of everything, your life dramatically transforms in every area. How do you explain that in like a few words?
Maybe you guys can help us come up with that. Yeah, but I will tell you this, you guys. This is for anybody who is either currently coaching with us, maybe you're considering coaching with us in the future, or maybe you're even coaching with someone else. It really doesn't matter like who you're coaching with. What matters is, what are you doing in order to get the best results? So, what is a coach? A coach is a guide to get you from one point to another.
Or like how open-minded are you to the instruction you're being given, especially if you're paying for something? So if you have a personal trainer or whoever, if you're coaching with us, how open-minded are you to following through with the instruction that's given, even if, or mostly when, you don't see how that's the thing you need to be doing? Because it's so easy are you sure? To just question. Now, there's two sides to this coin. I think there's positivity in questioning everything, but there's a difference between questioning so you can figure out why and being closed off to like, no, it's not going to work.
From French fries to salad.
This is how
we should describe what we do.
From French fries to salad. Yeah, so, it's like, you can question it, which is good. And a good coach or a good mentor or a good fill in the blank with whatever we do, a good instructor will be able to tell you why they are having you do what they're having you do. If they don't know, run the fuck away because they're just saying some shit they heard from somebody else and they have no idea. Or if they start looking away or getting cross-eyed when they answer your question, run away because they don't know. That's a good way to know if somebody... Why? Why would I do that? That's a great question. Mm-hmm. And why should never be an offensive question to the person receiving it. Why? What a fantastic question. You want to know. That is a great quality that you want to know. And if I don't know, I'm going to be like, you know what? Not really sure. I'm find the answer. But it's definitely not going to be something that I'm telling you to do. Because I will tell you only if I know, because I've been caught saying some shit that I didn't know why. And then somebody asked me why. And I was like, well, now I just look like an idiot because I'm telling you to do something and I don't even know why I'm telling you to do it. In my very early personal training career. Why? Oh, it's a good question because somebody else told me. Seems valid.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about coachability and like coachability, the ability to take the coaching in which you're given. And I would say that and I'm speaking from my own experience, you and I and our entire team, we're all incredibly coachable. Like this is why we're doing what we're doing, right? Like how you study is how you teach. And
sometimes coachable to a fault.
Yeah.
There is such thing as too much of a good thing.
Yeah. So I want to go over a couple of things to, from a coaching standpoint, like how to become more coachable, what to consider if you know that you're a coachable person. What should you do if you know that you can be more coachable? So my hope is that, for all of you guys listening, is that, if you're not yet coachable, you will become. If you are already coachable, that is amazing. It is the most coachable people who always get the best results. And they do not come to us as the smartest people in the room. Just so you know, you don't. In fact, that, depending on your mindset, can actually like put you back with regards to how far you can progress. But my hope for all of you guys is that, you will accept the fact that your level of coachability will determine your long-term results, not your current results, but your long-term results. Because if you're very coachable, but you have a lot of shit to clean up, for being honest, you're not going to get results overnight. Like let's say you want to, like build a skyscraper. Let's say the ground that it's on is full of weeds, just nasty, dry. You can't do anything with it. You got to pull out the weeds. You got to nurture, the ground. You got to, like fix it up so that then you can start building a strong foundation. Okay. But if you are coachable and you take the instructions that are given to you and you do it, then you will see progress sooner rather than later. Okay, there's different elements that go for everybody, right? But you will see progress sooner rather than later. If you are not yet very coachable, you need to just...
You might not know it.
You will probably not know it.
How does one evaluate themselves for coachability?
Yeah, that's great. Look, when we do coaching, we have measurable things for you to follow through with. So the easiest way, I'm speaking from a coach's perspective, is, as a coach, you want to make everything measurable because you need to track. You got to track data, right? And I'm not talking about stepping on the scale. I'm talking about things that will make an impact with regards to that over time. And if the person either doesn't follow through with that, or keeps ignoring you when you ask that question, it tells you that they're not coachable because they're not following through with what is being asked of them from the intention that is being asked of them. So if you see that, number one, you either don't have like data to track, or like if you keep on doing the same thing over and over again, and you notice that like you've been stuck in this thing, not because you're extremely advanced and it takes like tiny changes to create like a like you taking yourself to the next level, but I'm talking about like the basic things, then you need to ask yourself, okay, like why have I been in this spot? Why is this thing not working for me? Everything works if you work it. Everything works if you work it. And if you are not taking in what is being instructed of you, or if you are not following through with what is being instructed of you, then guess what? You're not taking on the coaching. You're not going to see results. You're going to be frustrated. And if you have a fixed mindset, then you're probably going to blame the other person. The other person, the other party, everything is okay with you, even though you have not been following through. And it's frustrating. I will tell you this as a coach, like when you work with somebody who's not coachable, it's frustrating because it's almost like, trying to like beat a sledgehammer and break the wall every single day with hopes that, I hope that today will be the day when the wall will fall down. Same thing. I hope today will be the day. Same thing. And that's why my hope for each and every one of you guys is that, if you're not already coachable, that you will be coachable, because you're stalling on results. And I will tell you that every coach wants to help you get the results, especially like if you're working with us, because your success is our success. This is why we wake up every single day, to help you be successful. But, transformation is a two-way street. So yeah.
Boogie's dreaming. Boogie wants to coach us how to nap. Yes, Beth. Here's one way that you can tell. Now, you spoke from a coach's perspective. I want to speak from the person being coach's perspective. The coachee.
Client, student.
Okie dokie. You know what I mean? If you are feeling a lot of resistance to the instruction that you're being given, this is a good sign that you're struggling to be coachable. If you are instructed and think that you have a better idea on what you need to be doing, and you follow through with that, with your idea rather than the instruction that you're given, that's a good sign. If you're not getting results and you have no idea why, that could be a good sign. You may be not able to see the lack of coachability. Not always, but it's something. Oftentimes that one too can be like, I think that what I'm doing is good because that's what I've been like, that's what I've read or that's what I've heard. But this would be more in like I'm paying somebody to help me and I am getting zero results and I have no idea why. Another thing is anytime you're asked a difficult question and you'd rather dodge it than answer it, that's a good sign. Yeah. I mean, those are the things I can think of off the top of my head.
Pamela Robinson just asked a great question. Why would someone want to do this without a coach? I will tell you why.
Yeah. There's a few reasons, probably.
And I'm sure the most common reason is that, well, why should I hire someone? Because I already know this.
There's a few really big reasons. And that I would say is like one of the top three. I already know what I should be doing, so I should be able to do it. The response to that is, if you could do it, don't you think you already would have by now? Simple. Okay. Then the other one is people have a fear of their inability to follow through. And there's only a certain amount of money that they're willing to put into their failing. So hear me out on this. It's easy to purchase. This is what we're talking about. It's easy to purchase something for a very low dollar amount if you think you're going to fail. That is why you fail. You're going to fail at it. If that's the reason, right? If the reason you're unwilling to invest in something that's a higher dollar amount, it's because you think you're going to fail. So when you invest in something that's a lower dollar amount, you can be sure you're going to fail because it's already in your mind. It's just not up here. It's back here. So you don't realize that. I've seen this. I can't even countless times. I'm afraid our inner circle program is probably like more than anybody in this industry charges for it.
Unless it's probably some kind of celebrity coach.
I would also say it's the most life-changing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it's difficult. It's difficult to say, hey, you know, if your track record is like, I don't follow through with things, it's an inability to believe that I can follow through with this. Now, why would I be paying more money? What's the value in me investing more money?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it costs more, usually in this day and age, if it costs more, it's usually because there is more value. Now, what is the value? There's some things that cost a shit ton of money just to be in the presence of somebody. And a shit ton of money is different to every single person. Money's literally just made up and they keep printing more of it. So it really, what does it even mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's numbers. It's just numbers and it's a currency exchange. I give this and I receive this. And some things you pay, if you buy Apple's AirPods versus a fake knockoff version, and then the knockoff version falls apart or breaks or doesn't work or a thing stops working, you're like, well, probably because I bought the cheap version. Like that's how it goes oftentimes. So you also have to consider that. The other reason I would say is people just can't afford a coach. There's some people that literally just, they can't figure out a way to do that in their current period of life, in whatever season they're currently in.
Yeah.
Or because they think they know everything.
Yeah,
and they're
we
not
talked about
and they're
that.
not coachable.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's a difference between like, I'm not coachable, I think I know everything, but I don't even try.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know what I need to do. And you're just like, I really want to just be able to do it on my own because I know what to do. There's like a difference in those. One of those is like really wants to make an effort. The other one doesn't care.
Can I tell you guys what a coach loves? I feel like a lot of people, like especially if you're like an alpha in the sense that, you know, like a lot of people rely on you, you have a lot of responsibilities. You may go into coaching thinking, oh, I don't want to bother my coach, or ooh, I don't want to be a burden, because there's probably a lot of people in your life who are a burden, and you go into it thinking that you are a burden because you have people in your life who are a burden on you, just being honest. What a coach loves is somebody who's just like, dude, lay it on me, tell me what I need to do, even if they will like, you know, like just like need to cry to you, you know, like take extra time out of your day. This is like, I will tell you guys this. We live in an era where like, you know, like on Instagram, like a lot of people think, oh, I want to go into coaching because that means that I can, you know, like charge $5,000 for like 1 month and work for like maybe 2 hours and have financial freedom. Meanwhile, they don't even know what financial freedom actually is, because if you have to work for it, that is not passive. But anyways, you're basically just trying to do a shortcut. I feel like that is most people's perception of going into coaching, what coaching is. Coaching is a dirty job because you are helping somebody to create change, and change requires resistance. Okay.
No, change is never void of resistance.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Right.
So, you know, like as a coach, I love it when somebody's like asking me like a bunch of questions. Hey, I need help with blah, 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 versus just like having to always like, like it makes the coach feel like, hey, do you even want help? Versus like, I'm so curious. I want to be better. I fell on my knees today. It sucked, but you know what, coach? I'm going to get back up. Like, man, like, if you're currently working with the coach or you're considering to work with the coach, and I don't care if it's with us or anybody else, I will tell you that every coach will tell you the same thing. It is fun for a coach to see you like going through it. And they will want to put even more time into your own progress if they see you just like, you know, like getting punched in the face and getting back up versus the one who's like, I'm gonna stay right here because I'm always right. And if you try to give me any advice and I don't agree with it, then I will tell you that this is wrong with what you say, this is wrong with what you think, and this is wrong with everything about it. And I'm just right. And maybe it's my hormones, maybe it's, you know, the weather, maybe it's COVID, maybe it's the government, blah, 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 whatever. Like working with somebody like that is like literally trying to get a sledgehammer and like break into a wall. And it's not fun. And it's really hard to help give results to that person because there's only so much that a coach can do if you are not willing to open your mind. Open your mind. That's it. Just like open your mind. Like, did you just hear what I'm asking you to respond to?
As you were talking and as I was reading some comments, there are some other reasons people don't invest in a coach.
What are they? I need to see what's our next one.
Oh yeah, you're right. Another reason is they don't trust the coach. And, you know, if you feel something in your gut, you don't trust somebody, it's, you know, you should listen to that. Or if, you know, there's, you know, a plethora of other feedback from people that, you know, is bad about the coach, then also should be taken into consideration. However, when you're looking at reviews, I would suggest, like, I heard this one time and it's so good. Don't look at the 1-star reviews and don't look at the 5-star reviews. The 1-star reviews are just angry people that it doesn't matter what happened. Like they're going to be pissed about it because they're just angry. Then there's the 5-star reviews, like could be legitimate and it could just be like a raving fan, right? They're going to say anything good about anything. The true value of a review is in the 2s, 3s, and the 4s, because they're like, hey, I actually put time in to consider this. It's not like a biased thing. This is just my honest feedback. They're not angry or just like pissed off at the world and they're going to hate everybody and everything, and only see the negative in every experience. And the 5s like could be legitimate. If there's like hardly any like 4s, I would consider some of the 5s because then it's like, I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Trust. I think Nina said that. Another one is accountability. It is difficult to be held accountable. And a lot of people don't want to. So they're afraid, oh, if I do this, if I get this coach, now my shit's accountable. And that just means you're not ready to change. The other one is people not feeling like they're worth it. And this is a big one because there are people who do jump into our programs, but feel still as though they are a burden to reach out and ask for help, even though that is literally what is being paid for.
But that is why we have the best coaching team on the planet. And that we are trained to get you out of that.
And you know what? Like, if you're paying for something, you deserve you deserve to get the value of what you're paying for. You deserve to, especially if you're paying high dollar for something, you deserve to get the value out of that. Can you scoot that way just a little? Thank you. I feel like I'm getting mushed off the camera, which is totally fine. Sarit's biceps take up nearly the whole thing, so I understand.
They're swollen now. Just do today's UTC.
She's flexing without flexing. That's kind of normal though. Yeah, so those were some other reasons. Anyways, we went off on a large tangent, and we have to go because we do have other appointments today. And as much as we love you guys and we'd love to keep chatting with you guys, there are other places and things and stuff.
But hey, if you want to hang out with us, then guess what? All you got to do is just come to Shebang.
She bangs. Yeah, really, she moves.
December 30th, December 31st. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be truly life-changing for so many reasons. Like, I mean, you guys make up this great community. It's about you hanging out with your peers. It's about you getting valuable content, whether it's for your mind, your body, or both. You know, depending on what tier you're getting. Also, you getting in you some delicious and like nicely looking food. Like if you guys came to ENS Live, you know our food standards. I mean, you would expect that you'd know our food standards, but like we like our shit nice, okay? Like we think big, you guys.
We have high standards.
Yeah,
we have high standards for food, and it's got to be.
And whether it's tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, our intention is to blow your mind and to just give you an amazing experience. So if you want to hang out with us, we're going to keep on, you know, talking about Shebang for the next 2 months, because guess what? Our intention is to get 100 of you guys into Shebang.
I'm thrilled, and I want a packed fucking house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, if you have any questions, again, improveyousolutions.com/shebang.
And as always, if today's conversation added value to you,
like, share, subscribe.
You know what to do.
Comment. Do a dance.
All right, you guys, that being said, here's to growth mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in all of the senses. Be you, be great, and have an amazing week. We will see you tomorrow for Q&A gay.
Q&A gay.
Or day, whatever you want it to be.
Bye, guys.